For this project, you will need the following items. Multiple sheets of felt, and I will write down in the description how many and what colors you should use and things like that. You will also need some glue, so you can use a hot glue gun or Elmer's glue. You'll need scissors and some twine. You also may need a pen to outline some of the leaves. I have this just so I can outline of exactly what I need for this project. And then you'll need these printouts. So these are the leaves, and then these are our lettering, and that will also be in the description. Before we jump any further into the video, if you guys are new, please subscribe, and then don't forget to hit the bell so you're notified when I upload. So the first thing I'm gonna do is cut out my leaves and my lettering. So once you have everything cut out on paper, then we can start tracing it to felt. Now I do want to mention they sell the letters cut out already in paper and plastic. We just don't have any of those, so that's why I'm doing the printout. And I wanted to offer you guys a printout in case you don't have that either. So I'm going to be using these 3 colors for my leaves, and we need to make sure we cut out enough that they go in between the letters and at the ends. So making something like this beforehand does help so you don't forget. So here you can see we have 5 at the top and then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we need 12 leaves. So now to make this easy, I have 4 leaves and 3 different colors. So we're gonna pretty much make 3 of each of these. So we have 4 leaves, 3 of them makes 12. And then that way we can do each of them on red, each on yellow, and each on orange. So to avoid wasting any felt, you wanna put this in the far corner, and then we're gonna try to get them as close as we can so we only use, about half of this. So pretty much I'm gonna just start tracing this. You can put a pin in here if you're not sure if you're gonna be able to hold it still, but just hold it down and then just start tracing it out with your pen. Don't push too hard, but you are gonna cut out around it anyway, so it doesn't matter if you can see that. So we're just gonna trace this. So here I've traced out all 4 leaves on the red. Now there's a couple things you can do. You can either trace it again on the other colors, or you can place them on top of each other like this, so get them all lined up, and then you can just cut out it once, so you'll have all 3. The only problem with this is that if you move these at all, it's not gonna have the same shape. So you can pin it down if you want to hold it in place. This is gonna be a lot faster for you, but if you don't think you'll be able to do that, then you definitely wanna just trace them out on all 3. Now, if you're gonna attempt to cut them all at once, this is how you wanna pin it. You wanna pin the center of all the designs with, 4 to 5 pins, and then that way it won't hopefully move when you're cutting around the lines. We have to do the same thing with our letters. I have the leaves and the lettering all cut out so we can start putting our banner together. So now we're only gonna be using half this sheet, so you wanna fold it this way, not this way. So you're gonna fold it in half like that, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut it in half. Now, if you want to be very precise, you can use a ruler, or what you can do is you can fold this in half again, and then we're just going to put like a little cut mark right there. Oh, my scissors are apparently not as sharp as I thought. There we go. And then that way you know where to cut. So now we have the 2 halves, and you'll want to do this with the rest of your felt, but you only need enough for your letters, so we need 10 of these. I've got them all cut out, and I'm gonna start arranging them in the order that I want my colors. So we're gonna take one of our pieces, and what we're gonna do is unfold that and put some of the hot glue on it. So I'm gonna start lining this up. You can kind of see where the crease is, so we're gonna go along this line. And obviously you gotta move fairly quickly because this will dry fast. And then we're gonna fold this in half. This part you have to make sure you line it up perfectly because there's kind of only one try. Okay, and then we're gonna push that down. We'll just get rid of this extra stuff. Now, even though I say make sure you get it lined up perfectly, obviously it's felt, so if the line is off a little bit, we can trim it, and you can kind of see this bowed out slightly, so I might just trim that to make it straight. But we pretty much just want it to look like it's one solid piece. So now you're gonna do that for the rest of your pieces. So now I have all my felt pieces glued, and we're gonna start applying the letters to the outside. So this is my first color, and I'm gonna place the G on there. So you kind of want to just get a rough idea where you want it, and it should be centered. And now we're gonna glue this onto the felt. You especially want to try to get the edges because that's what might start pulling up after a while. So we want to get, oh, it's getting stuck. So we're just gonna get the edges here. Again, take your time because once it's on, it's on. go. All right, so there's my G. Now I just have 9 more to do. So now that I have all my letters done, now we need to start stringing it up with the leaves. So I'm gonna unwind some of this. So the first thing we need to do is put a leaf on. So I'm gonna take, I have my leaves in a certain order, so I'm gonna take the first one, and we're gonna make a tiny little slit at the top here. So you're gonna fold the end of your leaf in half, just the end of it, and then you're gonna make like a little snip right on the center. So then when you open this up, there's like a little tiny hole. So now when I go to string this on, we have to go backwards. So this is gonna be the leaf on this end of my banner, and we're gonna work our way to the front of the banner this way. So you really need to pull a lot of this out. I wanna say the whole length of your twine should be at least 12 feet. You wanna have extra on the end so that you have something to work with. It's always better to have like a little bit of extra twine than not enough at all and have to start over. So like I said, this is gonna be my last leaf. So I'm gonna put this on there. And then I'm just gonna pull this all the way through until I get about 3 feet from the end. Now for the leaves on the end, I'm just gonna put a knot here so that it doesn't go anywhere. So we're just gonna knot this. There you go. And then I'll just push that right up against it. So now we will do the S. So we're gonna be doing the same thing. I'm gonna fold this in half. You don't wanna bend your letter, so just fold the material, okay? And then we're just gonna make a little slit at the top here. So this is gonna be thicker. I'm probably gonna have to go back a little bit. Just a really small cut. So I barely cut that at all. You can see you can't even see it really, but there it is. So now we're gonna add this to our twine as well. Now what I recommend doing is once we get to the end here, we're gonna loop it twice. This will keep it from moving. And you want there to be a little bit of a gap. So I wanna say about this far from the leaf. So every time because you want, depending on how big your banner is, if you don't have a lot of space, then get it a lot closer. But if you do have room, I would leave it about that far from the leaf. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go again over top and into the back again, okay? And then we're just gonna pull that all the way through. This will keep your letters from moving around and sliding around on the twine. There we go. Okay, so there's our leaf and there's our letter. So now when we go to do the next one, this will be kind of snug in place and won't move. Okay, so here I'm pulling on the next leaf and try to have them be the same distance away. All right, so that looks like a good spacing for what I'm looking for. So I'm gonna move this down and we're gonna just repeat. So a leaf, a letter, a leaf, a letter. So now I have the banner hanging up, but we need to do one last thing. So at the back of each of these, this kind of sticks off a little bit. So what we're gonna do is apply a little bit of glue and then attach this string so that it doesn't move or swing around. All right, so now I'm just gonna place the string right on there. And we're just gonna hold it for a few minutes until it dries. And that's pretty much it. So now we've got our cute little banner. This looks really good if you put it above a fireplace, but we don't really have a spot for that. But that's what it looks like.
Alright guys, so that's it for today's video. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to comment below. Let me know what you liked, what you didn't like, if you have questions, things like that. Also, if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and then hit this bell so you're alerted when I upload a new video. And I'll talk to you later.